Moving to order of the day is resumption of debate on a motion calling attention to the high cost of rent in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, standing in the name of Honorable Segun Alexander Adekola. Honorable members will recall that debate on the motion was adjourned on Wednesday, 2nd March 2016 to ascertain whether a similar motion had been moved and resolved in this session. I now invite Honorable Jeff to brief the House on the matter.
Calling attention to the high cost of rent in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The House notes, the House is aware of the universally acknowledged fact that shelter is a basic human necessity and a prerequisite for survival, in addition to food and water. And it is the responsibility of every government to provide shelter for its citizens. The House notes, with concern, the outrageous rent regime on residential and commercial buildings in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and its negative effects on the social and economic lives of residents of the city. The House also notes that at a time when many Nigerians do not have access to anything close to a decent accommodation, the number of completed but unoccupied structures litter the nation's capital in the prime areas of Maitama, Asokoro, Wuse, and Gariki, thereby forcing many people to live in the outskirts of the city. The House is also aware that from statistics, the housing deficit in Nigeria is about 70 million, with the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, accounting for 10% of this deficit. The House recalls that in the past, the government took the lead in constructing residential houses for the citizenry, but worried about the federal government's current policy, thrust that recognizes only the private sector as the main solution to the housing deficit in the country, thereby giving room for indiscriminate charges being placed on rent by private developers. The House concerned that if this abnormal situation is not addressed, the middle and low-income earners residing in the Federal Capital Territory will continue to suffer. The House therefore resolves to urge the federal government to put in place a policy that will regulate house rents and impose tax or rate on unoccupied houses that have remained so for a specific period of time, and to mandate the Committee on Housing to review all existing housing policies with a view to evolving a legislative framework for a comprehensive and integrated housing policy. I so move. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Federal Constituency. I'm from Lagos State. I rise to second the motion moved by my honorable colleague from Ekiti.
For the poor masses of this nation, the low-income earners, the downtrodden, and the people living below subsistence level, with the astronomical increase of prices of goods and services, compounding with the rate of renting and accommodation, especially in Abuja, the federal capital city. I'm afraid that a time will not come that people will not be, will be living inside holes. Because you are all aware, and you are all living witnesses, that even members of this honorable house were given an amount that's not even enough to pay for accommodation even for 1 year in Abuja. A decent accommodation in Abuja is going for between 5 million to 10 million or 15 million. And a member of this honorable house is given a whooping sum below 4 million to secure accommodation for 4 years. Imagine what will be the plight of the common masses, the low-income earners. They are forced out of Abuja city to be living in the outskirts. Transport fare to their places of work. You can imagine how they be feeding their children, how they be feeding themselves. The masses are suffering. In those days, government used to build a low-cost housing, affordable one for masses. But gone are the days, nothing of choice again. The masses are left to the hand of Shylock landlords, to the whims and crafts of wicked landlords who are ready to maximize profit at any level, thereby making life unbearable for the common masses. Mr. Speaker, sir, You are aware that many houses, as I have cited, were built all around Abuja, unoccupied, completed 2 years, 3 years. Nobody is occupying such houses because of the prices of the rent. And people are sleeping. If you visit the outskirts of Abuja, where civil servants are residing, most civil servants are residing. Mr. Speaker, sir, you will pity the life people are living. You will pity the kind of places people are sleeping. We are no animals. That's why I'm calling on the federal government to regulate the rate of rents in this federal capital and even in Nigeria as a whole, so that life can be bearable for ordinary citizens of this nation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.